Hello there. I want to show you guys this really cool saber from Crimson Dawn. This is called the Tsukenshido, and one of the things that really stands out to me is this really cool Suba. I actually had my eye on this one for quite some time. My son actually really likes pretty much anything Japanese. He's actually teaching himself right now how to read and write Japanese, and that's pretty cool, especially since he's only 16. So he loves katanas, anime, you name it. But you know, this saber is really unique. It's obviously inspired by katana, and I just wanted to go over some of the really cool features as well as some of the modifications that we're going to do to it. So the first thing, of course, I mentioned that Suba, and it was really hard to figure out. I couldn't find any pictures or videos or anybody that kind of showed kind of how this piece fits on there, because I know if you buy the Dragoon or the Lancer, it has this extension piece right here. And so I clearly recognize that, but you'll notice, so there's threading under here, and what's more, this piece is actually separate as well. Sorry about the screwing and unscrewing. This one actually is in there pretty deep. So that is actually a separate piece, and really that's what connects, and then this goes over. And the other thing that's kind of neat that I didn't immediately notice is that this is not completely flat. It kind of has a bulge there in the middle, and that's pretty neat. Now, I have recently tried my hand at engraving, so eventually if my son wants me to put kind of a symbol here, maybe like the wings of the Jedi symbol with that little kind of flared, I guess, lightsaber, then I'll definitely do that. But for now, he says he likes it as is, so that's pretty cool. Let me put this back together. So if you do get this and you kind of start playing around with screwing and unscrewing this, one of the things that you'll notice is that this Suba can actually go up and down that kind of freely. So what I recommend is make sure that it is all the way to the top of this, or rather that this is all the way down into the Suba. And then when you're screwing this in, try not to screw the Suba, because it'll actually make it unscrew itself down. Make sure that you just use this top piece here. And I love that regardless of whether you get, this was actually the Shadow Warrior, because it's all black. And then I think the if you get the silver, it is the Honor Blade, and they do have this in all gold, which I think is called the Imperial Guard. But whichever model that you get, this piece is always gold, and that's just fantastic. That's a nice little detail there. Then of course you have your grooved grip section here. That's always good. Then you've got this little extension here, and then this bottom pommel. And this adds quite a bit of weight. So in terms of balance, if I had a saber blade in here, this is a very, very well balanced blade. I would even say this is a good one for a NeoPixel, because the NeoPixel blades, of course, are the heavy grade, and they have all the LEDs inside, and so they're very heavy. So getting one of these with this extension, with this heavier pommel, I think would be a really good idea. But modification that we're doing right off the bat, I had a bunch of random pieces left over, and I told my son, hey, kind of build it your own. Well, he pretty much decided to keep this as is. However, I had a gold pommel piece that I wasn't using because I had swapped it out on my golden Banshee, and he decided to do this. And I think actually having that gold up at the top and up at the bottom, samurai swords don't have big pommels. They usually just have a little cap at the bottom under the wrap, and I think he's got a really good eye, and that looks pretty good. I really wish that I could do a wrap over this, and I know how to do that. I've done other videos with the wraps, but the way that my son uses his saber, he's really rough on them. And every saber that we've had that I've wrapped for him, the wrap just comes off within about 2 weeks. And so no wrap for this one, but I think it looks pretty good. And one last little special nod for this, or special modification for this. So my son actually has a katana ripper blade. I believe this is about 28 inches, and I've cut the tang so that it fits perfectly right in there. And I love the way that looks. I know he's going to be in the living room just swinging away. But that was the Tsukenshido. I definitely recommend it if you're looking for something that's a little different. Go ahead and throw in one of these couplers if you like the way this looks. I think this is only $12, $13, I think, maybe. I'll have to double check that, but this is not very expensive at all. And because the speaker is right here, you still have a pretty good resonating chamber right there for the sound.
Pause. Set sound.
And that's fantastic. It looks great in the white. You can certainly, change the colors on that. A nice blue, and I love these windows here, kind of showing that color coming out. I hope you guys enjoy.